Everyone, I'm XFox1 and welcome back to some more Dragon Age Origins. Last we left off, we managed to save First Enchanter Irving from the Blood Mages, and the Rite of Annulment was no longer needed. Speaking of Rite of Annulment, we no longer need to have it hotbarred. And everything, for better or for worse, is back to normal in the tower. So that means we finally have the mages on our side. And with that, we are going to return to camp, now that we have a little bit of downtime.
The Blight. How will you end it?
Oh, and we're gonna talk with Sten. Why do you ask?
Say you are a Gray Warden. I have heard stories of this order.
What have you heard?
Great strategists and peerless warriors. That is what we hear of the Wardens. So far, I am not impressed.
I'm not here to impress you.
Simply not. It remains only to see what you are here for.
The thing about Sten and the Kunari is they have a set belief of what their duties are. And they believe that you are born into a certain role that you cannot really escape from. In his homeland, if you are a baker, that's all you ever can be. A baker cannot become a soldier, and a soldier cannot become a leader. It's essentially that way. And with him, you have to pretty much stand your ground, as in, this is what I'm going to do, or this is what I am, and if you're not impressed by it, well, tough cookies, essentially. So yeah. Sounds interesting. Let's talk to Liliana. I'd like to talk.
Here I am.
What was life like in the Chantry Cloister?
Quiet. It was a life suited for contemplation. In the cloister, away from the fuss and the flurry of the cities, I found peace. And in that stillness, I could hear the Maker. But it was not perfect. Some of my Chantry fellows were condescending. That is the nature of religious folk, I suppose.
Condescending? How so?
When I talked about my beliefs, that the Maker reveals himself in the beauty of his world, they treated me with disdain. They want to believe that he's gone, so that when he turns his gaze on them, it means they are special, chosen. He cannot possibly have love for all, the sick and the weary, the beggars and the fools.
What did you say to them?
What can I say to them? What they believe is what the Chantry says, and the Chantry is infallible, yes? Maybe I am wrong. But it is the Maker's place to decide if I am worthy, not men, not the Chantry. But there is work to be done, and I have talked enough for now.
I think you get more approval if you say, I think you get approval if you say I prefer your version better. I'd like to talk.
Here I am.
What would someone like you be doing in Lothering's Chantry?
Meant by someone like me.
You know, a beautiful, charming woman like yourself. And this is where you kind of get into the whole romance aspect of her, because Liliana is one of those. She's one of the two companions that you can romance regardless if you're male or female. The other one will be introduced later on as we keep going. But you know what? I will do that. Why not? You know, a beautiful, charming woman like
And
yourself.
there were no beautiful, charming women in the cloisters, you think? Would be wrong. There were many lovely young initiates in the Lothering cloister, all of them chaste and virtuous. It added to their mystique. Because then, and forbidden fruit in it.
Oh, I want to pick that one, but I have I don't really have any interest in romancing Liliana, no matter how beautiful and pure she is, because she is such a peach. Speaking about forbidden fruit. So, can we go back to Lothering
What?
now?
You would abandon your Grey Warden duties to seduce an initiate into forgetting Chantry and Maker?
I suppose I could settle for. No. No, not really.
Good. You seemed a little serious just then. Anyway, I was never an initiate, only affirmed. The Chantry provides succor and safe harbor to all who seek it. I chose to stay and become affirmed.
Affirmed.
We affirm our belief in the Maker, in Andraste and the Chant, but other than that, there are no vows taken.
So, your skills were learned before your time in the
I
Chantry.
was a traveling minstrel in Orlais. Tales and songs were my life. I performed, and they rewarded me with applause and coin. And my skill in battle? Well, you pick up different skills when you travel, yes? Yes, of course. Let's move on.
Uh-huh. She seems to be hiding something, but best not press her on the details. How about we talk to
What do you
Alistair?
need?
I'd like to ask you something.
Ask away.
What can Templars do exactly?
Essentially, they're trained to fight. The Chantry would tell you that the Templars exist simply to defend. But don't let them fool you. They're an army. The other main purpose for a Templar is, of course, to hunt mages. To that end, we train in talents that drain mana and disrupt spells.
So... So Templars use magic themselves?
You could call it that, sure. The Chantry doesn't look on it the same way, however, since really our talents only work on mages. Against a regular person, I'm just a guy in a metal suit.
So couldn't others learn these talents?
But there usually isn't much of an opportunity. The Chantry keeps a close rein on its Templars. We are given to help develop our magical talent. We become addicted. And Chantry controls the lyrium trade with the dwarves. Well, I'm sure you can put two and two together.
So you were addicted to this lyrium?
Actually, no. You only start receiving lyrium once you've taken your vows. You don't need lyrium in order to learn the Templar talents. Lyrium just makes Templar's talents more effective. Or so I was told. Maybe it doesn't even do that. The Chantry usually doesn't let their Templars get away either, so they can spread their secrets. I'm a bit of an exception. Lucky me.
And we didn't get any approval points with that. Unfortunately. So yeah, the way I kind of see it, lyrium to me in this game is essentially cocaine. That's the only way I can see it, being used. Because lyrium is a powder. As a matter of fact, do we even have lyrium? I'm pretty sure in crafting. Yeah, lyrium. Lyrium. Huh. I just realized that the lyrium dust pigment in this game is red. That's going to become important later, because normally lyrium, raw lyrium, is blue. So, there's a reason why that's an important idea. I'm going to give a few gifts. So, The Rose of Orlais. I'm pretty sure that's a book, is it not? Yeah. But I'm going to give the Bronze Symbol of Andraste. Oh, I wonder who that can go to.
That's a wonderful thought. I don't know what to say.
I got a cough. Oof, that was a nasty one. And I don't have anything for Alistair. That's odd. Normally I do. I need to get rid of those.
You and your friends are formidable folk, indeed. It's good to have you along on the road.
Let me see your wares,
I'm
Bodan.
sure you'll be pleased with the goods my boy and I have collected, and with your discount.
Oh, Bodan. I'm going to just sell you back everything that's... Because I really don't need all of these. I can give the stick to Doggy. I mean, they actually are very valuable gifts. I just don't want them right now. Okay. They actually do have, some of them actually do have, like, a very important, usage later on. Okay, so we talked to Alistair. Unfortunately, didn't get any approval from him. I could talk to him some more, but we'll see. Then we got Fenral, or Dreadwolf, as it's said in the Elven tongue.
I once heard a really old legend about how the Hound warriors in the days of the old tribes would feed their Mabari the flesh of the vanquished. Well, that's what I heard anyway. It would sometimes be human flesh. Oh, like you can tell the difference. For all you know, maybe you've already been fed something. Someone.
I'd never feed you another human
It's not
being.
cannibalism if he's eating it, you know.
Hello, Fenral. And Alistair. But you're not going to be my main squeeze this time, Alistair. Offense. Maybe we should talk to our newest compatriot, Wynn.
It's been a long day. Rest would be welcome.
Are you alright?
Yes, of course. I am just a little weary. As you may have noticed, I'm no spring chicken.
No, you're a person.
Very funny. But in all honesty, I do not know how many years I have left in me. I have lived for such a long time, but there is always something else to do. And I have to keep going in order to do it. I think I will be glad when I am done.
I'm sure you'll still be kicking around for years yet.
Oh, I don't know. I really don't.
I love Wynn. She really is literally the grandmother of the group. It seems kind of harsh that we're taking, a poor old woman fighting with us, but she's useful in many ways. Other than,
What do you wish of me?
I'd like to ask you something. How did you become a shape
I was
changer?
not born such, taught over many years in the wilds. The chastened have tales of we witches, saying that we assume the forms of creatures to watch them from hiding. When a child is alone and separate from his tribe, that is when we strike, dragging the young boy kicking and screaming to our lair to be devoured. A most amusing legend.
But it's just a legend, right?
So I assume. My mother has walked the wilds far longer than I. Who am I to suggest what things she has done and not done in her past? Why do you ask? Is there something specific you wish to know?
Can you change into other human forms as well?
The form of an animal is different from my own. One may study the creature, learn to move as it does, think as it does. In time, this allows one to become as it is. I gain nothing by studying another human. I already am the same as they are. I learn nothing. So the answer is no, my human form is the only one I possess.
There have been Dalish keepers who use similar magic.
Then I have no doubt your people do much to keep their talents well hidden from humans. I wonder if I was to ask one of your keepers of the origin of their magics, if there would be any relation to what I was taught.
We don't know much about our origins, I'm afraid.
Oh, this makes sense according to what I know of the elves. Alas.
Do you spend a lot as an
There
animal?
were nights when the wilds called to me, 'tis true. You look upon the world around you and you think you know it well. I have smelled it as a wolf, listened at proud shadows that you never dreamed.
And what else think of you when you're
They
changed?
do not shy away from me. To their senses, I believe I seem like any other of their species. As to what they think, I truly cannot say. Just as I am still human, no matter my form, they are still animals. Thus they cannot speak, even were I to ask.
Can anyone become a shape
Anyone with
changer?
sufficient will. The act of transformation is a magical one. 'Tis a spell, and thus requires a mage's talents. If you had a notion to learn such a skill for yourself, sadly, you must remain disappointed.
That's all I wanted to
Indeed.
ask.
Have you an opinion on my abilities, then? Am I an unnatural abomination to be put to the torch?
I think your abilities sound quite useful.
A most practical opinion. Far more so than any man I have spoken to. But enough of such talk. Let us proceed, lest the dust gather on us.
Alright. And not much I'm gonna get out of Morgan. I could talk to Sten again, but why not? What were you doing in that cage?
As you observed.
Very funny. Are you gonna... I can't remember which one is the good one. Are you going to answer my question?
Parshera. Was there anything else?
Well, let's go. Oh, okay. Well, that's some pretty good approval rating from him. All right, so we got the the mages on our side. Next, we should definitely go for the most likely the elves. What level am I? Oh. I'm level 9. Oh, wait, I can get started on a certain quest. At least I can get it started. Actually, no, there's a specific trigger for it. Never mind. I could activate it that way, but she will ask about it later. We are going to venture off with
Yes.
Alistair. I like Wynn because she's a healer. Wynn and Liliana. And as you see, Lothering is now a skull and crossbone, meaning it's no longer there. Soldier's Peak, I'm pretty sure that's, let me check my DLCs real quick. No. Okay, so yeah, and then this one, yeah, is where Levy wants us to go. So yeah, let's go to Soldier's Pat. Soldier's,
Yes.
you know what I meant.
Yes.
Indeed.
Yeah, this one. Do, 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 bum, bum, bum. Oh, and we're getting attacked. Denerim.
I bring word, sire. There are demands from the Banon that you step down from the Regency. They are said to be gathering their forces, as are your allies. It appears it will be civil war after all, despite the Darkspawn. Pity. I also have an interesting report. There seem to be Gray Wardens who survived Ostagar. How, I don't know. But they will act against you. I have arranged for a solution, with your leave.
The Antivan Crows send their regards.
An assassin?
Against Gray Wardens, we will need the very best.
And the most expensive.
Just get it done.
So the guy with the big nose who was talking, his name is Arl Hal, and he will, oh, he will make your blood boil. He will make your blood boil if you know that I tend to play as a lot. Adventurous leader. Oh, I think I know what this is. Okay, so I have a chance to persuade him, and I'm going to, but I'm gonna save because sometimes it doesn't work out that way. If I can avoid violence, I can. I'll try to.
We even saw Darkspawn on the way in.
Darkspawn? You don't say.
Darkspawn! We killed a whole band of them on the way up from Lothering. We're delivering a message to the Chantry in Denerim. You?
I'm here to stop you.
I thought you said... Wait. You're serious? Be safe.
Yeah, he's not the brightest bulb in the bunch, is he? So yeah, they were part of the people hunting down the mages. Ironically, they had a mage with them, which is interesting. But hey, you know, I didn't see really the harm in harming them, you know. And now that Zephyron is active, there's a chance that we could be attacked. Elfroot, okay. And Deathroot. Just collecting as many of the goods as I can. Alright, Felix.
You'll have to forgive me if I seem a bit nervous. Not many people travelling in this part of Ferelden. Of course, that's part of my problem, isn't it? Mule got spooked by a wisp and ran off into the woods. Now what do I do?
Are you asking me to find your mule?
Oh, no. I sent my elf to do that. An entrepreneur at your service.
I'm sorry, Felix. You sound... Well, you sound like you come from Orlais, but you don't have the Orlesian accent. I am one of the Gray Wardens.
A Gray Warden? That's quite impressive, isn't it? My word. I don't normally take this route, but with the war, I was hoping for a bit of luck and good weather in the mountains. Sadly, I've had neither. Ugh, this trip has been one miserable disaster after another. I don't suppose you consider helping a fellow out?
Help a fellow out? How?
All the other things that went wrong, the worst is this artifact I brought in Jada. It's a control rod, I'm told, for a golem. No point in me keeping it, however, as I'll never get to use it. But, maybe you could?
Huh. What's the catch?
Yeah, I suppose it is a catch, isn't it? The catch is that the golem didn't come with the rod. It's supposed to be down in a village down south, waiting to be activated. Even if I could get down there, which I can't, I understand the place has been overrun by Darkspawn. But you're a Grey Warden, however. Darkspawn aren't an issue for you, are they?
What does a control rod
The dwarf
do?
I brought it from said it activates and controls a golem. So long as you have it in your hand, the golem does what you say. Might be useful, no? I mean, you look like the sort who could use one, yes?
How do I know this will even
The
work?
fellow I brought it from is a long-standing contact. He didn't want to come to Ferelden, however, with all our troubles. He said he got it from the man who owned this golem. To be honest, I have no idea if it will work. Hence the low price. What do you say?
How much do you want for it?
Nothing. I just don't want to have to lug around something that might be taken for a gemstone by some bandit. To be honest, I don't even know if it'll be useful to you. I paid too much to simply throw it away.
Yes, I think I could use it.
Just as well. As I mentioned before, you'll find the golem down south, in a town called Honleith. I'll mark it here on your map. Just hold up the rod and say Dulaf Gar. That will wake the golem up, so I'm told. I hope it works.
And if it doesn't?
You could look up the fellow who owned the golem before. If he's still about, that is. Best of luck to you then. Now, I guess it's up to me to find that mule myself.
Alright, time to get us another companion. Oh, maybe 2 companions this time. Yep, 2 companions. Okay, so this is a pretty difficult battle. So again, I'm just gonna pop a save.
Oh, thank the Maker. We need help. They attacked the wagon. Please help us. Follow me. I'll take you to them.
Yeah, this totally isn't an ambush or anything.
The Gray Warden dies here.
Yeah, and your mage bitch dies first. Out of my way. Bitch. Damn it. Hey, would you please pop a lyrium potion and use your revive on Alistair, because I feel like he doesn't get a fair shot.
Shall we compete for points?
Trap. So simple to see, really. Yes. Oh, right. Going. And then
The elven assassin is wounded and unconscious, but alive. You could tie him up and talk to him if you wished. Yep.
Oh, what? I... Oh... Oh, I rather thought I would wake up dead, or not wake up at all, as the case may be. But I see you haven't killed me yet.
I decided I wanted to torture you first.
Oh, so you kept me around to have a bit of fun, did you? But the purpose behind torture is usually to interrogate, yes? In that case, despite the potential for fun, perhaps I'll save you a bit of time and get right to the point. My name is Evlan. Zev to my friends. I am a member of the Antivan Crows, brought here for the sole purpose of slaying any surviving Gray Wardens, which I have failed at, sadly. Rather poor precedent, doesn't it? Getting captured by a target seems a tad detrimental to one's budding assassin career.
What are the Antivan Crows?
They are an order of assassins out of Antiva, very powerful and renowned for always getting the job done, so to speak. Someone went to great expense to hire this man.
Quite right. I'm surprised you haven't heard much of the Crows out here. Back where I come from, we're rather infamous.
Not for being good assassins, I see.
Oh, fine. Is that what you Fereldans do? Mock your prisoners? Such cruelty.
You came all the way from Antiva.
Precisely. I was in the neighborhood when the offer came. The Crows get around, you see.
Who hired you to kill us?
A rather taciturn fellow in the capital. Logain, I think his name was. Yes, that's it.
Does that mean you're loyal to
I have
Logain?
no idea what his issues are with you. The usual, I imagine. You threaten his power, yes? Beyond that, no, I am not loyal to him. I was contracted to perform a service.
And now that you've failed that service?
Between Logain and the Crows, and between the Crows and myself.
And between you and me?
Isn't that what we're establishing now?
When were you going to see him next?
Wasn't. If I had succeeded, I would have returned home and the Crows would have informed your Logain of the results, if he didn't already know. If I had failed, I would be dead, or I should be, at least as far as the Crows are concerned. No need to see Logain then.
If you had failed?
Can I say, I am an eternal optimist. Although the chances of succeeding at this point seem a bit slim, don't they? No, I don't suppose you'd find that funny, would you?
How much were you
I
paid?
wasn't paid anything. The Crows, however, were paid quite handsomely, or so I understand. Which does make me about as poor as a chantry mouse, come to think of it. Being an Antivan Crow isn't for the ambitious, to be perfectly honest.
Then why are you
Well,
one?
Aside from a distinct lack of ambition, I suppose it's because I wasn't given much of a choice. The Crows bought me young. I was a bargain, too, or so I'm led to believe. But don't let my sad story influence you. The Crows aren't so bad. They keep one well supplied. Wine, women, men, whatever you happen to fancy. Though the whole severance package is garbage, let me tell you. If you're considering joining, I'd really think twice about it.
Thanks, I'll take that under advice. Or
You
advisement.
seem like a bright girl. I'm sure you have other options.
Why are you telling me all
Why
this?
not? I wasn't paid for silence. Not that I offered it for sale, precisely.
Aren't you at least loyal to your employers?
Loyalty is an interesting concept. If you wish, and you're done interrogating me, we can discuss it further.
I'm listening. Make it
Well,
quick.
here's the thing. I failed to kill you, so my life is forfeit. That's how it works. If you don't kill me, the Crows will. Thing is, I like living. And you obviously are the sort to give the Crows pause. So let me serve you instead.
Can I expect the same amount of loyalty from
I
you?
happen to be a very loyal person. Up until the point where someone expects me to die for failing. That's not a fault, really, is it? I mean, unless you're the sort who would do the same thing, in which case I don't come very well recommended, I suppose.
And what's to stop you from finishing the job
To be
later?
completely honest, I was never given much of a choice regarding joining the Crows. They bought me on the slave market when I was a child. I think I paid my worth back to them plus tenfold. The only way out, however, is to sign up with someone they can't touch. Even if I did kill you now, they might just kill me on principle for failing the first time. Honestly, I'd rather take my chances with you.
What do you want in
Well,
return?
let's see. Being allowed to live would be nice, and would make me marginally more useful to you. And somewhere down the line, if you should decide that you no longer have need of me, then I go on my way. Until then, I am yours. Is that fair?
Why would I want your service?
Because I am skilled at many things, from fighting to stealth and picking locks. I could also warn you should the Antivan Crows attempt something more sophisticated, now that my attempts have failed. I could also stand around and look pretty if you prefer. Warm your bed. Fend off unwanted suitors, no?
Bed warming might be
See?
nice.
I knew we could find a common interest. Or two, or three. Really, I can go all night. So, what shall it be? Maybe shine armor. You won't find a better deal, I promise.
Very well. I accept your
What?
offer.
You're taking the assassin with us now? Does that really seem like a good idea?
Don't worry about it. We could use him.
All right, I see your point. Still, if there was a sign we were desperate, I think it just knocked on the door and said hello.
Welcome, Evlan. Having an Antivan Crow join us sounds like a fine plan.
Oh, you are another companion to be, then? I wasn't aware such loveliness existed amongst adventurers, surely.
Or maybe not.
I hereby pledge my oath of loyalty to you until such a time as you choose to release me from it. I am your man, without reservation. This I swear.
And as much as I love having Liliana here... Hey, don't get mad at me, lady. We're gonna take Zephyron. For now. And I got Alistair Alistair? Can't remember who that goes to. I want to say it's Alistair, but I don't know. I know Zevran likes gold stuff. Pretty much anything that sparkles. Treasure, essentially. And Zevran. Um... Hmm. Might be better than my Thorn. Nope. My Thorn of the Dead Gods is still better. And I'm pretty sure my Thorn of the Dead Gods is also Elvish. So I'll keep that equipped for right now.
Out with it.
And let's see what all Zevran can do. Deadly Strike, that's good, that's good. All of that is good so far. And I'm not surprised that he's efficient in making poisons. Huh. Not really good at picking pockets, it seems. Or picking locks. Yeah, I think he kind of lied to us. Yeah, he's not really that. I mean, at fighting, sure. Huh. Friends of the Red Jenny. I'm sorry, I'm just still thinking about what Zevran said. 2 or 3, really, I could go all night. Oh, I love this game and it's humor. Always take out the archers first. And Alistair's dying again. Seriously, I need to get him some better armor or something. He's always the first one to fall on the field. And decapitation. Oh, Alistair. Poor sweet Alistair. I don't know why he keeps dying. I've never really had that issue with him before as a...
Even more Darkspawn.
Take out the alpha as soon as possible. I'm gonna go out to the archers.
Naturally.
Yeah, hopefully we can find some better armor or something for Zev. Or not Zev. Find it a little interesting that the Darkspawn have money on them.
Over with.
Armor penetration +1, and there's a chance to apply 2 enchantments to it. It's not bad, but it's not really the best either. So I'm going to give it to Evlan. I mean, armor penetration is better than nothing, you know?
Is a golem, I believe. Damaged, perhaps beyond repair. There may be a way to reactivate it, though that is not necessarily wise.
On closer inspection, you see that embedded with numerous crystals, cracked. It may be of dwarven made. Dulefgar. Nothing happens. Apparently, the little shrug that we give. Apparently, either the rod is not working or the code is incorrect. Oh. That was a waste of time. Well, I guess we'll be leaving. I'm joking. I didn't mean to do that. Mrs. Matilda, the council has unanimously agreed to put you in charge of decorating for...
Success.
A bit more dying, please.
Ooh, level up.
Moving on.
Alright, so let's bring up my dexterity and my constitution a little bit. I do want to bring up... Oh, but if I get that... You know what? No. We're going to do this first, and then we'll do that one. And I need level 12 for that anyway. Okay. And I need level 12 for that as well. Okay. Below the belt's an effective thing, but I don't need it right now. I need 20... I need 26 dexterity. Momentum. Consume stamina, however. And this, dual striking. I can, okay, bit challenging. You know, although those ones didn't seem that bad. Those ones didn't. Oh, no, you don't. Who? Alistair went all the way up there by himself. No, Zephyron did. No offense, Alistair, but you keep getting your ass kicked. And I know that's partially my fault for, I guess, not giving you good equipment, but I got you the best that I could right now. Or several.
Ready.
So that might also help if I take care of his injuries too. Huh. Love what you done with the place.
By the Maker, we're saved.
You weren't sent by the ban, were you? To save us?
I wasn't sent by anyone.
To starve down here? The ban gave up on us? I suppose I should be grateful that someone came at all then. Thank you. But if you weren't sent by someone, why are you here? If you don't mind me asking.
I'm looking for whoever owned that statue outside.
Why would... Oh, I think I see. You bought the control rod, didn't you? You came here looking for Shale.
He's a mage. Now, if he's an apostate, or... Because some circle mages are allowed to live outside of the circle. You know, once they've proven themselves in control of their powers. But I kind of doubt that.
Nothing but trouble. My mother sold the rod years ago after it killed my father, and good riddance.
Killed your father? What do you mean?
My father's name was Wilhelm. Mage to the Isles of Redcliffe and a hero in the war against Orlais. And what did he get? One day, my mother found him outside the tower, with so many broken bones she could barely recognize him, and Shale standing over him, just like it is now. My father deserved better than that. But if you really want to wake Shale up, well, it's yours now.
I'm curious about this place, actually. Where are we?
This was my father's laboratory, beneath his tower. Or it was, anyhow. Look, I know you probably have more important things on your mind, but I really need your help. I know you already saved my life, and I'm grateful, but my daughter is inside the laboratory. She was afraid and ran too far in before I could stop her. I don't know how she made it past my father's defenses. One of the men tried to go after her. he was killed, but you could find her, couldn't you?
What killed this man who went after her?
Those fences my father put down here to keep strangers out. I knew about the barrier. I had the key for that, but the rest of it, well, we never came down here, ever.
I want to know how to activate that golem.
We just used the control rod and the code phrase. Or did Mother give them the wrong one? I wouldn't be surprised. She said she never wanted to see Shale activated again. If so, I'll gladly tell you the proper phrase. Just save my little girl, I'm begging you!
Alright, I'll look for her.
Thank the Maker! My father's laboratory is just past the next area, I think. She has to be there.
Alright, but unfortunately that's all the time that I seem to have for tonight. So in the next part, we will go down further into the basement to see about, what was his name? Matthias? Matthias and his little girl. In the meantime, we managed to get at least a control rod, and we managed to get a new companion. Evlan seems to be interesting in his own self, and not gonna lie, he's not to say what's in store for this, would-be assassin. Anyway, I've been Xfox1, you guys have been great, and I'll see you in the next part. Have a good night.